Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm sure there will be some more people popping on as we go along, but time is short today, so I want to make sure that I get started. And if you have any questions or if there's anything that you miss or want to revisit, you can email Macy Publishing to get a copy of my slides, or if you have any questions, you could contact me through them or speak to them directly. So if you have any questions today, please put them in the chat first, and some representatives from Macy Publishing will try and answer them. But if not, I'm hoping that we'll have some time for some questions at the end. I'm absolutely willing to stick around a few extra minutes to answer questions, but there's a lot to cover. And as I said, time is pretty short, so I want to jump right in. So let's do the screen share. All right. So welcome. This session is called Flipgrid, Easily Exchanging and Creating Videos with Your Students. And my name is Rena Sklar. I'm a kindergarten through fourth grade general music teacher at Hamilton Primary School in the Bridgewater-Raritan Regional School District in Bridgewater, New Jersey. And I've been using Recorder in my classroom even this year, thanks to, well, actually Rubber Chicken. So if I have time, I'll explain that later. I have been using Flipgrid with a lot of success with my students. So I'm very excited to be able to share with you today some of the things that I've been doing since last March when I first was introduced to Flipgrid myself. So Flipgrid is a platform that allows educators to have students use video and audio to reply to each other, to respond to prompts. And in our situation, it works out really well for doing continuing recorder or instrumental video instruction, as well as student videos for assessment in our classrooms, virtual performance submissions, and to run talent shows and other concerts featuring individual performers. And it also gives anxious students an opportunity to perform for you, not in front of peers. At the very beginning of this school year, we were 100% virtual. And I had a situation where I was doing a singing exercise where students were supposed to sing back to me. I sang hello to them and they just responded to me. And I got to one student who is new to me this year. He's a second grader, but this was his first year with me, first year in our school. And I could see in his face that there was something going on. So when I sang to him and there was nothing, he was sort of pretending the microphone didn't work. I could tell that it was an act. I said, don't worry, we're going to skip this for now. Stick around at the end of class. Let's have a little chat. And he did. And I offered him the opportunity to have his own private Flipgrid to be able to record any performance things that we do. And I gave him the option that if we're doing something in class and he doesn't feel comfortable, he could just write, I'll do it on Flipgrid, and submit a Flipgrid video. And his face just lit up. He looked so relieved. And I did get a Flipgrid response to my hello song, and he sang it perfectly. And I got a nice email from his mother saying, yes, he's anxious. He doesn't like speaking in front of other students, and that this was so helpful to him. So Flipgrid can be used for instruction, but it also can be used to help some of those students that may not feel comfortable, particularly in a virtual setting where they're right front and center in screen, to be able to do some of these performance assessments for you. So with Flipgrid, you're going to be creating a grid, which is called a group. And you can do this for each class or each grade level or for your whole school. And then you will create topics for each class or assignment. You can think of it as a group is a classroom and the topics are individual assignments, but I'm going to recommend that you only share topics. So perhaps you would create a group for all of your third grade and your topics have to do with each individual class. And the reason is because it limits what your students can see and it makes sure that they put their videos in the correct spot. So students will record or upload their video using the appropriate topic. And if they do put it in the wrong place, you could easily just move it to where it's supposed to go. You can create a prompt video showing yourself playing a song, giving hints or tips or tricks or areas of focus for a piece of recorder music or whatever assignment you're doing. You can set the topic to video moderation, making it so that only the teacher can view uploaded videos. And you can set specific videos to be viewed by all students if you want to. I always ask my students if I can share before I do that. But usually their only fear of sharing is their fear that they did something wrong. So when you say, you did a great job, can I share your video? They're usually very willing to do so. You can design rubrics for any skill that you're assessing right on Flipgrid. And you can type feedback or make a video recording demonstrating whatever a needed skill is. And you can have it emailed to the student with the click of a button. So there are no extra steps needed. So you're going to copy the Flipgrid flip code and paste it into your Google Classroom or whatever teaching platform you're using. And your students will have full access to being able to upload videos for an assignment. So they don't need to go to any other site. There's no extra steps, no extra sign-ins. And one other thing that I love about Flipgrid is that you can view what your students see. You can view it as a student. So that is always very helpful, and not every application allows you the chance to see what your students will be seeing. So with Flipgrid, students can record themselves right on Flipgrid, or they can upload a video that they recorded separately. So in my district, students had actually been using Flipgrid for a couple of years in their regular classroom. So they were really comfortable with it. So obviously it would be a little different if you're introducing students to Flipgrid for the first time, but it's a very, very user-friendly program. So all you need to do is do it with them once and they'll understand. They can see scores and feedback in their email. They can have fun using stickers or filters while creating videos. So make sure you tell them what's allowed. For example, no stickers covering your fingers or your face. If I can see you the way that you would without a filter, then it works just fine, as long as I could see your fingers and your face for it. Students can see videos from classmates that you have chosen to share and have asked their permission for. And you could record or upload up to 10-minute videos. So if you're doing a lesson, you could actually do an entire 10-minute lesson video as a prompt. And students can record up to 10 minutes, but I generally leave things to about 1.5 minutes. You don't want students to go on and tell you a story about their day while they're doing the assignment, which would happen. But you can also create the record time to be just 15 seconds. So it really is something where you have a lot of flexibility. You don't need to worry about file sizes being too large or taking up too much space on your hard drive, because everything is cloud-based. It's kept right in the Flipgrid program. And as I mentioned before about students being able to have the opportunity to communicate with you privately, on one of the grids I created, it specifically is for, do you have any questions? Leave a video right here to ask me. So students can ask for help privately because no one else will see the videos. So 90% of what I do with Flipgrid is recorder instruction, testing, and extra help. And I do use the Be a Recorder Star digital book. This program has been a blessing through all of this. I started using it a few years prior, but when the world shut down and everything went virtual and schools were closed and we had to do virtual instruction for the first time, I was so thankful that my students had full access to the recorder program that we were using in class. And as we've continued with virtual, with hybrid instruction, they still have the same access, and it's really, really been great for them. Macy Publishing has been generous enough to provide everybody who's here today a free demo code. So if you want to screenshot this or ask for a copy of this presentation later, all you need to do is you go to the website, www.bearecorderstar.com, and put in the trial code. It's all capital letters, no symbols or numbers. And this code is good until March 31st. If you would like to try this program with your students, email Macy Publishing and they'll provide you a code for you to use with your students that'll expire at the end of March. Please don't use this code for that. This is specifically for the session attendees. All you need to do is email them and they'll be happy to provide you with the code. This site is really useful because it is a dedicated website. Students receive the code from the teacher. It's typed in once. It's safe, secure. No student information is collected. And you can also request individual student codes if you want, or one universal code. I happen to use the universal code for my school, so all my students have the same code. This book is laid out in a way that after just giving some basic instructions, students can continue independently advancing through the book. So that's why it has worked so incredibly well with Flipgrid, because I could do minimal guidance on going forward in the book, and then they're able to do it on their own. So let's start at the very beginning. When you go to flipgrid.com, which will take you to the site info.flipgrid.com, you're going to click on the button that says Educator Sign Up. Now, educators have free access to Flipgrid. It'll ask you to log in with Google or with Microsoft, depending on if you're using Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams. It has access for both. And you just sign in that way, and your students will actually sign in the same way. So I'm going to now flip over to Flipgrid itself. Once you sign in, you will see something very similar to what you see, except it won't have all of these groups yet. At the very top, there's a menu. And really on this menu, all you're going to need is discussion and maybe activity. Discussion takes you to all of your groups or topics. Activity shows you the latest uploaded videos. These other things are not going to apply to us, maybe at some point in the future, but as of now, just ignore what all of those are. So in the discussion, you can view all of your groups that you have, or you can view all the topics that you create. So we're going to start and we're going to create a group together. You click on create a group and you come up with a group name. So this is NAfME. Let's capitalize that. You can change the join code so it can actually say NAfME music. There we go. And then it's going to take you through how you can add your students. There are actually different ways. You could attach your Google Classrooms directly to a grid. I actually wouldn't recommend this, though I have not tested it, so I don't know for sure, but I feel like this would give your students access to the grid right away, and I really don't want that. So I use the student email. Student email, you put whatever the email tail is that you have for your school district. So in mine, my email tail is at brrsd.k12.nj.us. And then you click enter so that it highlights. And my students are at gaps.brrsd.k12.nj.us. Click enter. Now, if I give my students the code, they can click on it and enter. They're allowed to use it, but someone with a Yahoo email or Gmail, they won't be able to use it. So only those that have this tail and have the link will be able to access it. There is a way to have other people view, but we're going to skip that for now. You can personalize it, create your own header. You could use a picture that you find anywhere. Let's have, there we go. We have something weird there. And we're going to create the group. So the group is ready, and here's the code for that. But as I mentioned before, I really recommend sharing the topics within the group and not the group itself. But you can share things directly to Google Classroom to create an assignment or Microsoft Teams. So that's pretty neat. So now we have a group. All groups start off with the Hello, I Am assignment, which is just a way to get your students introduced to Flipgrid. I'm going to delete that for now because we're not going to use that. And it will always ask you, I want to permanently delete the topic and videos. So we're going to add a topic. These are what I use for my assignments. So I might say, you know, Mrs. L's class recorder one. And this is where I have a prompt. This is my prompt. And then here is the best part, adding media. You can record a video or upload a video. So if you record a video, you can have, oh, my camera's not working. That's always great. Oh no. So usually this would work where the camera has access, and I'm not sure why it doesn't, but you would record a video there. So you could just show exactly what it is. I have some uploaded that I will show for you. You can have option for other people to see it. with a guest password, but again, for your classroom, you're not going to use this. This is for if you're going to use a talent show or something like that. Here is something very, very, very important. Topic moderation. When you click this on, you make it so you can see the videos, but no one else can. I always set my topics to topic moderation so that only I can view it until I actively, manually set a video so that anybody can view it. You set your recording time anytime from 15 seconds to 10 minutes. And then if you wanted videos not to be moderated or you want to make them viewable, you could decide what kind of comments other students can leave. So right now I'm just putting none. You can set this as default so that when you create other topics, it'll do the same. Now, whenever you make any change to this, you must update your topic. So I just created a topic, but I'm going to edit something on it right now. Let's edit. I just added a 9 just to show that it did something. You want to click the update topic button or else it will not save. So a topic has been created. Let me go back into that one more time because it did not show everything. All right. So now I'm back on my topic creation. I've created it and now I'm editing it. You can add a rubric. I mentioned this before. There is a basic feedback. It's listed as feedback, not rubrics, but you can design your own rubric. Unfortunately, number scales are the only thing you can use. So I created 3 different ones. I had a 100-point scale for other assignments. My first test at recorder score was basically pass, fail, 1 or 0. But now I've done something closer to what I would have done had I been seeing my students in person. I have a 16-point rubric that I use for recorder tests in person, but for this, I use a 3-point scale. And on it, it says what those 4 numbers mean. So students will be able to see 1 needs more practice, 2 good try, practice and test again, 3 good job, 4 fantastic, minimum score 1, maximum score 4. And you can record, and I will show you that video feedback. So if you give them a 2, you can show them exactly what they need to work on. So you can't do that in the rubric, but you can do it with a video. So I'm updating my topic so it has the video. Students will be able to see and record. So here's my student view. Students will join with Google and then, or Microsoft, depending. They'll click on their name and they're in. That's all they need to do. They can record a response using this red button here or the big red button. So let's see if my camera works this time. No, it doesn't. So welcome to, I would say live theater, but it's not live theater. And I have no idea why it's not working, but they press this button and they get a 3, 2, 1 to record a video. And let's see, I wonder if I have a video available. You know what, I'm gonna try and share with my other computer and see if that works. So I'm going to stop my share with this because I have a second computer hooked up just in case. And we'll see if it will work better with that. So let's try that right now. So, all right, so, oh, where is my topic? Well, I'm gonna use this one. So let's try having a video to record. Can we see this? Yes. Join on Google, using my name, record a response. Ah, fantastic. So here is how you'd record a response. This is my response. This is what I'm doing. Click next. It'll show you what it is. And there would be sound. I just have the sound turned off on this computer. And then you click next. It takes a selfie. You can put your display name, whatever it is, and you submit. Done. Now, students, this one they can see because I made it live. It says video submitted. Your video will be hidden until approved by your educator. And that is all that they will see. So as the educator, though, you will be able to see the video and then do a response for the video. So where did I put it? Here it is. So you can see right here that it says that the video is hidden. This means that no student can see it. If I turn it active, other students can see the video. But when I look at the video, which again, I have the volume off on this computer so it doesn't feedback, but there is sound to go along with it. There's my video and I can create feedback. If I put a comment here, no one will see it because the video is hidden. You want to do feedback. So you can create video feedback. Great job. Click next. It shows you the video. It shows you a selfie, or you can upload one. I don't know why there was no selfie there. And now there's video feedback. This is very, very important. Your student will not see that feedback unless you email it to them. And to do that, you need to put some sort of text. Watch the video. And then we have the score. It's a 3. And you click email feedback. Now that went right into their email. So that is all you have to do to be able to respond to students. Now let's take a look at what some of the prompts that I've done are. So I'm gonna stop sharing on this screen again and get back to my other computer. So here we have NAfME. Let's go back to discussion. And when you're on discussion, you'll see all of your possible grids. And you see I have a lot of them that I've created for various things. It shows you the number of videos. It shows you when your videos were created. And you can make it so that no one can find a grid by hiding it, or you can leave it active. I'm going to this that I created specifically for our sessions. So this is a grid that I did. And here are the different topics. So here's that first topic. You notice this little hand. This means that it's moderated. This means that no one can see the videos. This one is not moderated. So it's active. And if students go to it or you went to it, you'd be able to see all the videos there. This one hides them unless I reveal them. And you can see I have one video active and one video hidden. This is the one that I just recorded just now. So let's take a look at the prompt that I did. So here's where you can include a lesson for your students or directions on how to make a video.
Hi, 4th graders. You're almost ready to take your test for the first sticker. Song number 1, Hot Cross Buns. Just a few reminders. Remember, left hand on top, your left hand. This is my left hand. Use your left hand. Your right hand can either rest on the thumb spot or pinchy pinch at the bottom of the recorder. I'm going to play this for you one time just as a reminder. I'm not going to do the repeat, but you know that there's a repeat sign in the song. Here is Hot Cross Buns. Practice with me.
All right, I think you are all aware of what hot cross bun sounds like, so I don't need to go through that. So you can leave a prompt with specific directions or specific reminders for your students. And then your students will create a response.
I'm unhiding this video so that you can see some little tips and tricks. Your students are able to play the recording straight from the www.bearecorderstar.com website and play along with that for their tests. One thing to note, you have to keep the recording going for a couple of seconds past your last note, or else it might cut it off. So be aware of that. So here, I just have open in a new tab, my song, I press play, I come back to Flipgrid, and it's playing. I'm only going to play the first 2 measures.
Get ready to play
so you can hear what it sounds like.
Hot Cross Buns.
Now I go.
Yes, you definitely want to make sure that the video just goes for a couple seconds longer than you want it to end with, because otherwise it'll cut off that last note that a student's playing or that you're playing. So just something to be aware of. But it's easy to play audio from another tab, such as the Be a Recorder Star tab, which I wanted to show you for a second, because something that's been amazing for my students is the fact that on this site, students can control the tempo of a song. So if a song is too fast, they can just slow it down. Oh, I forgot to reset it. Hold on.
Page 8. Go to sleep.
You can speed it up too.
1, 2, ready, play.
Slow it down. All right. So this is awesome for not only students to be able to record things in a way that they are comfortable. If they're not able to play a song fast enough, or maybe they're not able to play a song slow enough, they can change the tempo. But it also makes it really fun for them. Generally, if I'm losing my students, I will pick a song and I will change the tempo and make it either really fast or bizarrely slow, and I get them right back because they love hearing it at different tempos. It's also a way to get them to practice, because the assignment is you're going to play the song at 3 different tempos. They're all into that. So this is a really great thing. And you can just have this on a separate tab. They press play. So I'll just reset this. Press play, go back to Flipgrid, and click record. Hold on. There we go. So that's a really neat thing that they can do, so that they have that accompaniment to go with. So let me show you. We only have 2 minutes left officially. I'm just going to give you one more example of something that I've done with my students for other pieces, more advanced, to show you the kind of details that I might give them for an assignment.
Hi friends, if you're watching this video, you're up to Big Ben. Great job. That's the Badge 8 song. Things to be aware of in this song. 1, it's in 3/4 time, so there are 3 beats in each measure. 2, there are fermatas, which tell you to hold the note longer than the written value. Our notes that have the fermatas are dotted half notes. How many beats are in a dotted half note in 3/4 time? 3. Hopefully that's what you said. Now you want to hold that note for longer than 3 beats. Make it at least 4 beats, but you can hold it longer than that if you wish. But 4 beats will make it work real well. If you play along with the recording, it will be easy to do. Just follow the recording. So here is an example of Big Ben. Now remember, the challenge of this song is you need 3 out of your 4 low Ds to sound really good without any squeaks to be able to earn the badge.
All right. Again, I think you know what Big Ben sounds like. So hopefully this has given you some ideas of things that you can do with Flipgrid to use it in a general music setting, specifically with Recorder, but for other assignments and assessments as well, and how to set up Flipgrid from the very beginning. Again, I am here to help you. If you need it, you can contact me through my email, sklarmusic@yahoo.com, or you can contact me through info@macypublishing.com and just ask them to put you in contact with me. If you would like a copy of the slide presentation, which includes some of the Flipgrid information that they provide for beginner educator setup, as well as my uses and things that I do with it, just contact info@macypublishing.com. And that is also the email you'd contact if you wanted a sample code for your class to use to test out the Be a Recorder Star digital program. So now I'm going to shrink. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and so that I can see all of you again. And now is a great time for questions. So if anybody has a question, I haven't kept up with the chat, so I don't know if there's anything in there. So Ed, if there's something in there that you saw that I need to answer for you, I would be happy to do so. And this way it'll keep it a little more organized. So if there's anything in the chat, Ed, if you could just let me know. Otherwise, I guess you could raise your hand. I think there might be a hand raising tool, but you could, if I can see you, or you could just unmute. There aren't a ton of us here, so you can just unmute and ask a question. So are there any questions? No? That was clear? Do you feel like you'd be able to now use Flipgrid in your classroom test it out. And again, just experiment with it, just trial and error. That's how I found everything out. Oh, Elizabeth has a question. Elizabeth?
I put it in the chat, but I can say it too. First, thank you for your presentation. It's very helpful. I was wondering if I wanted my students to either self-assess or do some peer assessing of each other. I know you showed us the rubric. Is there a way for the students to see that rubric and sort of grade each other using the rubric?
I would put as part of the prompt or part of the assignment, I would include what you want students to peer evaluate with, or for students to self-evaluate. And then instead of putting the topic to topic moderation, where there's that little hand so that only teachers can see the assignments, keep that off. And then set up the, I guess I can show you that. If you set up the topic so that students can comment and make video recordings, they can comment directly on each other's videos. And you could remind them that you're going to answer these 3 questions. You know, did the student play using, you know, covering the holes all the way? Did the student use good air and have a good tone? And then the responding student would answer those questions. Yes, you did this, I like this. This is something you can work on. So just you turn off the topic moderation for that so that students can peer assess. Flipgrid was actually designed for peer assessment and interaction. So yes.
So they won't see the feedback pane necessarily like the
No.
teachers do, but you would just put the rubric prompt and then they respond in the comments.
Yes. And
Okay.
I would demonstrate it. I would do one that the students can view with, this is my video. Here's how you should respond to the video, and actually do it as a video comment response so that they have the example right there. They'll have the video of what the student A does, and they'll have student B's response in a comment, just like you would want them to do.
Great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. Anything else? Oh, fabulous. All right. Again, if you have any questions when you start working on this, if you're confused, if something doesn't work right, if you want to figure out other ways to do, let's say, a recorder performance with your students and you don't know how to put that together, just contact me through Macy Publishing. Again, info@macypublishing.com, and I will be so happy to help you. So thank you all so much for coming today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks. Bye.